Hey, what's going on everyone? This is 0 Degrees and I am back with an updated gear review. I will be showcasing my Kalos and Kaling BAs before Dreamer update, and I will also be going over my Culvert rotation for the very first time on this channel. So stick around, and without further ado, let's get straight to it. So as most of you may know if you follow my videos, I had recently spent 1 Trillion Mesos on double priming everything that I'm currently wearing on my Zero. And I spent 1 Trillion, oh my god, just saying that it's kind of crazy. But yeah, everything is now double primed, and I would like to show you guys what this entails on a battle analysis. Before I dive into the BA, I want to explain that there is an event going on, and there is a 35% boss damage and 20% IED buff that I'm getting from the event. To make my BA as clean and close as possible to a non-event BA, I did take off a 35% boss familiar. But I might have a little bit extra damage still from the extra, 20% IED lingering in my buff. So with that, this may not be accurate. I may do another BA later. But right now, I don't have the time to go over all the BAs over and over again. So this might have to suffice for the time being. Okay, so for my first BA, I am going to be doing a non-origin Kalos BA. You'll notice that I set up my 2 shadow flashes before I start the actual battle analysis. But I kind of messed up over here and missed a few seconds on activating my shadow flashes before they expired. I think that had to do with me activating the battle analysis button a few seconds late. And then it kind of screwed up my combo a little bit. But overall, I think I had gotten majority of the combo off. So this is accurate enough. Normally I do set up 2 shadow flashes in the Kalos test before it goes into groggy state. That way I can squeeze out as much damage as possible. But I think just for the BA sake, I don't have the time to really redo all of it. So I'm going to use this as my current BA. And it looks like I hit 60.68 Trill on this non-origin BA. And the next BA I'm doing is a 40-second BA with origin included. And you'll notice once again that I do set up my shadow flashes before they start the BA. This time I am able to get both the shadow flashes off before they expired. And then right after I finish bursting with origin and the twin blades of time, I will be able to put down the second set of shadow flashes during my burst. You may also notice that I upburst or upburst step when I am doing Shadow Rain. That is not exactly ideal. What you want to do is use Shadow Rain right before your assist window ends, which is around 2.5 seconds. That way you can animation cancel the Shadow Rain and continue comboing very smoothly as you continue your DPS. Okay, and it does look like our origin BA is 88.5 Trill. Not bad, but I can't wait to see what this looks like after Dreamer update for sure. So the next battle analysis that I would like to show is the Kaling full rotation. For this BA, I also set up the alpha and beta shadow flashes before starting, but you may have noticed that I did not get beta's first set of shadow flashes in before it expired, and that's okay because in a 6-minute BA, missing out 1 shadow flash isn't going to affect the BA drastically. However, you will also notice that I may not be using the shadow rains at the peak performance where I have had burst up, but again, sometimes doing a BA with me including the mistakes is better, because during an actual run I want to do, you know, as much as I can, but I am going to be making mistakes. and this BA should be going over the differences in like a real run versus just hitting a target dummy. And I want to display how much damage it actually will be doing when I create those kind of environments where I make these mistakes, or when the boss is untargetable. Now, in a 6-minute BA, what I do is I normally just use my origin once. I use my 2-minute burst skills 3 times. I use my 3-minute and 4-minute buffs 2 times each. Since I am running 20% cooldown skip on my inner ability, I try to use time distortion as well as the AB link skill off cooldown as much as I can until my 3-minute or 4-minute buffs come up to reset those skills. The reason for this is because people who have +1 attack speed or 20% boss damage in their inner ability already has those extra damage included in their numbers. But for people that are running cooldown skip, we do have to use our cooldown skipped skills off cooldown to include those on our paper. Now, I did do multiple BAs, and basically what I did was took the average BA of all of my BAs and used that for the showcase. I didn't want to use my highest number nor my lowest number because those don't show you exactly what you're doing in between. So I took this BA and tried to use this for the showcase just because it gives me the right amount or the most average amount of cooldown skip shadow rains, angelic buster link resets, and time distortion resets. After burst is done, I do my best to just DPS combo between alpha and beta, put down shadow flashes to set up for a double set of shadow flash pops with AB and continuous ring up. And then if I see that, say my burst is coming up like Chrono Break, if that's coming up with a 20-something second cooldown, I will try to set up shadow flashes to align with a double pop burst under Chrono Break. But again, I am not perfect. As you can see throughout 6-minute BAs, it is a very, very long BA. So I will be making a lot of mistakes, and it may not look like I'm aligning my shadow flashes perfectly with my burst, or I may be not doing my combos correctly. It's going to happen. Zero is a combo class, or very, very combo heavy class, I might add. And it is kind of hard to sit there for 6 minutes straight to do a full 6-minute BA without making any mistakes at all. But I am going to be at least doing my best here to show you what my BA looks like with all the mistakes included. And hopefully this replicates the amount of damage I do in a actual fight, because I am a little more focused when it comes down to bossing. But when I'm just sitting here hitting the same target dummy over and over again for 6 minutes straight, it is a little bit hard for me to focus. It does get a little repetitive and tedious. There's not as much for me to focus on or to keep my attention span up. So I do go a little bit brain dead. So I apologize for that, but this is as good as it gets for me. I know I have pretty so-so or decent hands, and I am doing my best I can to work on it. But yeah, hopefully this replicates the amount of damage that I will be doing in an actual fight. And those of you that have been wondering this whole time, I did do at least a dozen non-origin and origin Kalos BAs. And I did about half a dozen Kaling BAs. I took the average BA, not the highest or the lowest, because I wanted to showcase that I am not perfect and I will be making mistakes, as anyone will be in any boss fights. Nobody is going to be comboing perfectly, and if you do, more power to you, you have godlike hands. For my purpose and for my sanity, I don't want to take my best BA because there is nothing humbling about putting my best BA out there and having people expect that out of me every single time I run the boss. And that's not very realistic in most cases, and I find that to be very egotistic. And it does look like I have a 994 bill per second Kaling BA, which is a pretty big upgrade from what I had before. But again, this isn't a perfect BA and I don't intend it to be. Now for the big question. How good are zeros in Culvert? Well, let's find out, you guys. So before entering, I do pop my 2-minute buffs, wait about 7 seconds to 8 seconds for Fatal, to align my Fatal. Then I do drop down my Shadow Flashes, my Time Distortion. As soon as the boss is summoned, I do pop that AB link. And then once I reach to stage 5, I am going to be popping both of the Shadow Flashes as well as a Shadow Rain so that I can get into stage 6. I do pop my Reen's Blessing so I can reset Shadow Rain, AB Link, and Time Distortion. I will have the Chrono Break popped with Shadow Rain in the stage 6 so that I can go ahead and move on to the next HP bar much quickly. Then I do set up my Shadow Flashes and I pop my time holding around the 88 to 90 second mark. Usually I pop time holding around 91, 92, but I did pop it a little late here, which is fine. And then until around the 51 or 52 second mark, I am going to be using Shadow Rain and AB off cooldown as much as I can for my cooldown skip. Every 90, 60, and 30 second mark, I am going to be putting down that Time Distortion to make sure I have that 25% boss damage up at all time. Around 52 seconds, pop Seren and Will skills. And then at the 46 second mark, I pop my second Reen's Blessing to reset everything once again. Make sure I have all my Shadow Flashes set up for my burst. And around 35 seconds, I do try to pop my Jenny iframe so that I can do a ring swap. And unfortunately here, my ring swap took way longer than I expected. It took about 10 seconds there, which is a lot of damage down. So at 20-second mark, I should have been already starting my burst. I do pop my Roar and AB together. After I do that, I do pop the rest of my burst. Unfortunately over here, I don't think that my Origin or any of my bursts align with the Fatal Strike, so I lose out a lot of damage from that. And it looks like we barely touched 50k here on the Culvert score. I know the Culvert score itself is for the 49977, but I mean, okay, on the guild page it shows 50,317. Whatever, it is what it is. That is all I have for the showcase today. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.